Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes to allow other participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. It does not mean we are going to wait for a very long time, just a couple of minutes. We'll give them, or we'll give everyone to join in, settle down, and then we'll get started. Warm welcome to everyone. I can see Hussain has joined, Pritesh has joined, Lata has joined. Welcome, everyone. So I was mentioning earlier that we are going to wait for a couple of minutes. So during this time, let me firstly share with you how we are going to conduct this webinar, and I'll just need a quick second to check on the live stream. So let me quickly check that and get back to you in a few seconds. Yeah, so it seems to be working fine, and thanks for bearing with me. So as I was mentioning that we are going to wait for a couple of minutes to allow everyone to join in, settle down. And in this time, firstly, I'm going to share with you how we are going to conduct this webinar. And by now, you must have already guessed that it is going to be a webinar format. And unlike a typical Zoom meeting you have where you have an option to unmute your mic and ask your question, in a webinar format, you don't have that liberty. So in that case, how will you get your queries, your questions answered, right? If I was in your place, I'll certainly have that question. So the answer is that you have to use a feature called Q&A. So if you're joining through a laptop or desktop, you'll see down below there's an option which says Q&A. You can use that option for asking the question. In addition to that, there's one more feature that we are going to use today, and that is the chat feature. So the chat feature is something that we are going to use for our interactions. So at any given point in time, if I want to seek your input, so for that, we are going to use the chat. So chat is something that we are going to use for our interactions, or if any of the participants want to introduce themselves and network with the other participants, they can do that. So that is about the chat. And for questions, we are going to use Q&A. Again, I'm going to repeat very quickly. So for questions, queries, or anything that you want clarification on, so for that, we are going to use the Q&A feature. And for our interactions, we are going to use the chat feature. Hope that is clear with everyone. And let's get started. So I'm going to start with my quick introduction, and then I'll start sharing my screen, and then we will proceed ahead. One or two important updates that I would want to share with everyone. The first one is that all of you will get the recording of today's session. So because it happens to be a very popular question, almost in every session that I do, people ask this question. So yes, you will all get the recording of today's session. So that was one important point I wanted to share. The second important point that I want to share is related to the digital catalog exercise, or resources that will be provided. So how are we going to so during the session there are a few tutorials, etc., that I'll mention about. So those tutorials will be linked in the description of the recording that you will be getting, in case you're getting curious. In addition to that, I'm also going to share with you the contact details of our help desk. So if any one of you get stuck, or if you need any assistance, you can reach out to us, and our team will be more than happy to help and guide you. All right, so I think this is where we should get started. So I'm going to start sharing my screen, and then we will proceed ahead with today's discussion. So once again, I can see there are a few members who have just joined. So let me welcome them as well. So good evening and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. In today's session, we are going to learn a very interesting topic, and that is how to create a digital store for your business. So without spending any more of your valuable time, I think let's begin. Let's get started. So in next few moments, you are going to start seeing my screen. I'm going to start the screen share, and we will begin our discussion. So I will initially start with a small presentation. Don't worry, it is not a very long presentation. So we'll start with that, and then I'll give you a live walkthrough as well. All right, so let's get started. I will need your help. If anyone from the participant can confirm that you're able to see my screen. I've started the screen share, so it will help me understand that you're all able to see my screen. So anyone from the participant, if you can confirm, I have the chat open alongside, so I will be able to understand. So Ratnesh has confirmed. Thanks, Ratnesh, for confirming that you're able to see my screen. In case any one of you faces a difficulty, and it has happened in the past, so what should you do? So one very simple fix that you can do is to check the version of your Zoom application. So a lot of time in past it has happened, and when we worked with the member to identify what is the issue, we found out that the app version was a old or a outdated version, and because of that, they were not able to see the screen. So that is one reason. The second reason is obviously the bandwidth. So if the bandwidth is low, internet speed is low. So in that case, also there's a lag in the screen. So those are the two issues that can practically affect the screen share. Otherwise, we should be able to see the screen. All right, so this is where we are now going to get started with our very important discussion, and that is how to create a digital store for your business. But if I was in your place, before understanding the step-by-step process, how I have to go through the entire journey, what are the steps I have to follow, I would want to understand the destination, right? So before starting on a journey, where are we trying to go to, right? And there's in fact a entire case study around that in psychology, and I think if I'm remembering it correctly, it is called the commander's intent. And what it simply means is that if you know the destination or if you know the purpose, then even if you miss out in the journey somewhere, you are still able to figure out and still able to reach the destination. And there's a very powerful real life case study around that commander's intent. You can Google on that and you'll be able to find a lot of content. And that is related to World War II D-Day, because a lot of things went haywire on that day, but they were all able to achieve what they wanted because the commander's intent was clear. And that is what I'm also trying to do here. That is to make the commander's intent or the intention or the objective clear to you, that what are you trying to achieve, right? So the obvious question that comes to our mind is what is a digital store? So this is where I'll need your help. If you can share your thoughts, what do you think is a digital store? Any thoughts? And this is where you don't have to Google and copy paste the response here. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever is your imagination, you can share that, right? And it is not necessary also. If you are not feeling comfortable, it is not necessary that you have to share, but it will help me to understand what is your thought, what is your imagination. I'm just trying to understand your perspective on that, right? So will be really great if anyone from the participant, if you are wanting, you can share your thoughts on what is a digital store. All right, so I'm just going to wait for a few seconds because we don't have too much time on our disposal. So I'll wait for a few seconds more, and if anyone is willing to share their thoughts, no worries. I think this is where we should get started, or I should step in and start uh, explaining. So this is where I'll start with a tutorial or a textbook definition, and that is a digital store is a website or a computer file used to provide examples of a person's work or product offered by a business in a digital format, which can easily be accessed digitally by a prospective customer. That is a theory or a textbook definition, something that we typically find in textbook, which is relatively difficult to comprehend or make sense of. So I'm going to simplify that and share a simplified version with you. And what is that? So digital store is basically a website, but it is not like that any website is a digital store. It should have few characteristics or features. What are those? The first one is it should have the capability to showcase products or services of a business. So if the business is in products, it should be showcasing product. If a business is in services, then it should be showcasing services. The second is it should be able to accept orders or inquiries. So if the business is in a online retailing then the website should have the capability to accept orders. And if they are into B2B, wherein it is not possible, or in services, wherein it is not possible for them to accept orders, in that case, they can generate leads through that. So that capability should also be there. And the third one is it should be showcasing information about that business. And that's where I have written assume, because that is something almost every website does. So I'm assuming it should be doing that, right? So that is a simplified definition of a digital catalog. All right. Now let's also try to understand what are the different types of digital catalog. So broadly, there are four types of digital catalog. The first one is which allows you to generate what? Leads. So a B2B business wanting to generate leads can do that. And the second is generate orders. A B2C business that is catering to retail customer, or a D2C business that is directly selling to end customers. They would want to receive orders. So that is also something that is also a type of digital catalog. The third type is it should be able to do both the things at the same time. And the fourth type is receiving B2B bulk orders. So these are the four categorization of a digital store. And now I think it is high time that we should see few examples so that you're able to understand that in a better way, right? I can imagine looking at the presentation on the screen is quite boring. So let me switch the screen and show you a few examples so that you'll are able to understand the concept and also the types of digital catalogs or digital stores. All right, so give me a few seconds to switch my screen and we will have too many screens. Right, so here we have few examples. I've already opened these examples for the benefit of time. Now, deliberately, I have opened a example which is a B2C or a D2C example, and I've done that deliberately because online shopping is something that we are all familiar with, and you will find this quite relatable. Right? This is something that we experience or see on a day-to-day basis. So this is where, as a customer, I can go to this website, I can review the various products they have, and if I'm interested to buy a product, I can place an order. I'm opening the product detail page. So this is one type of digital catalog, which is allowing a business to do what? To accept orders. So this is one type of digital store, right? Now, if we quickly try to think of the three definitions or three rules that I shared with you, does those three characteristics or those three features are there in this website? Let's quickly check. The first one was it should be showcasing product or services of a business. It is certainly doing that. It is showcasing the products, and the business or a prospective customer should be able to place an order, or business should be able to receive an order. Yes, that is also happening. And the third one was it should be showcasing information about the business, about us, our story. Let's quickly check if that's happening. Yes, that is also happening. So we can call this website a digital store, right? Because all the three characteristics are met. And as I've explained to you, this is a type of digital store that is allowing a business to accept orders. Now, this is where I can imagine that if you, I'm not sure how many of the participants are uh, B2B or in a B2B space, but they must be getting a little anxious at this moment because this is where they must be thinking like there's nothing for us. This is all for businesses that are into retailing. But this is where, wait for a second, let me show you an example. This is another example. Just look at the product. I'm not going to show you anything else, just the first banner that we are looking at. And this is where, tell me honestly, just looking at the product, does it look like a B2C or a B2B? Or let me show you a little more industrial example. This is an example of a digital catalog, but this is catering to an entirely different audience. That is, of course, B2B. And this is where, just looking at the product, you can imagine, or you'll also agree, this is a hardcore industrial product. And this is where the business is generating inquiries. So here, it is not like people are coming and they're placing an order. So if there's someone who's interested to do business with them, they are coming here and they are sending them a request. Or similarly, the other example which I was showing you, they are into construction equipment. And if there's a business that is interested to buy these products, for example, there's a ground roller. So if there's a stadium or there's a construction company that is interested to buy these products, they can connect with them. And how are they going to connect with them? They are going to send an inquiry. Here you can see there's an option which says send inquiry. So they are going to send them an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to buy this 2-ton hydraulic tandem cricket ground pitch roller. So they are going to send the inquiry to them, and then they'll reach out to them, understand the requirement, and then take the discussion forward or the deal forward. Right. So this is the second type of digital catalog. Now I told you there's a third type as well. What is that third type? So for that, I'm going to quickly switch the tab and take you to another digital catalog. And on the face of it, you will say it looks like a typical online shopping website, right? What is so unique in this? So I'll open one of the product and then you will realize there is subtle difference or there's a slight difference as compared to the other page that we saw. Other than obviously the color scheming and the visuals, those are certainly wrong because that is different business, is a different business. But in terms of functionality, there is a slight difference. So for a moment, I'm going to take you to that page, the B2C example, which I showed to you. And this is where you can see it is add to cart and buy now. But when I am taking you to that page, is where it is send inquiry and add to cart. So this is the third type of digital catalog, which is doing what? It is catering to both type of requirements. At the one end, it is catering to retail customers like me and you. If we want to buy the product for our personal consumption, for our family, friends, that's where I can come and we can place an order. At the same time, if there is a business that is wanting to buy this product for obviously selling or retailing or for any other requirement, they can send them an inquiry that, hey, we're interested to buy these products in bulk. What is the best rate that you can offer? And then they can connect with them, understand if there are any finer details that they want clarity on, and then they can share the quotation and take again the discussion forward, right? So that is the third type of digital catalog. Now I'll also show you very quickly the fourth type of digital catalog, which is this one. Now on the face of it, you will also agree that it looks like a typical online shopping website. And I must say that you are not entirely wrong because it looks like if I was in your place, I'll also consider it like a typical online shopping website wherein I can go as a customer and I can buy the product for my personal consumption. But at the same time, it is also catering to another audience and a equally or more important audience, and that is all those shop owners that are retailing their products. So they are buying the products in bulk and then selling to the retail customers spread across the country. So those shop owners, what they have to do is very conveniently, they have to come here, log in, and whatever items they have to buy, they have to just place an order, and they get the special pricing which is committed to them by the brand. They get the credit which is committed to them by the brand, and they also comply with the minimum order quantity requirements which are set by the brand to each of the seller. So all the nuances which are there for distribution business, all of them are taken care digitally through the technology, and it becomes very convenient for the brand as well as for the bulk buyers. They very conveniently come and they can place an order. Now that leads to a curious question which one of the participants in one of my previous webinar had asked me. The question was, what is the difference here? So this is where we have send inquiry, and this is where you are saying that they are coming in and placing a bulk order. What is the difference? Both are for B2B. The difference is that in this case, a prospective buyer is expressing interest that we are interested to do business or we are interested to buy this product, right? They're expressing the interest. You haven't got the order. You have received an expression of interest. You have received a lead. You have received an inquiry. There's someone who's interested to do business with you. There's someone who's interested to buy your product, right? That is the intent here. But in this case, You have got the order, you have received the order. There's no expression of interest that one of the shop owners who had been storing your product, they are interested. No, they are not interested. They want these many units of the mixer juicer, these many units of air fryer, right? So they have placed an order. These are the units that I want, and you can ship them as quickly as possible, right? So that's the difference. Now, this particular capability also has a unique utilization in export. So there are many businesses in export, or many categories in export, to be a little more precise, who have this concern that if we display our latest designs or styles on the website, they will get stolen. They will be copied by our competitor. So in that case, they are averse of, or they are scared of showcasing their products on the website. But at the same time, they also want to make their sales process more efficient. So instead of sharing PDF files, or instead of traveling abroad and showing their latest collection to their bulk buyers, they want to just invite the bulk buyers onto the website, and the bulk buyers or the international buyers can just log in and they can see the product and place the order. That is also made possible using the same capability. You can upload your product, but hide them from public visibility, only visible to the people whom you are granting the access, right? So that is the fourth type of digital catalog, and that is also another capability which is available for you to use. All right, so this is where I think a few more examples which I had opened. We haven't gone through them. This is a agri product exporter. This is their digital catalog that we are looking at. This is a home improvement or a brass home improvement product manufacturer and exporter. This is their digital catalog. Is there anyone else? Yes, we do have. This is a hospital equipment manufacturer, and this is their digital catalog. And again, this is a B2B, wherein they are generating inquiries. All right. So these are few examples. I hope you have now a better clarity in terms of what is a digital store. All right. So this is where now let's move on and let's try to understand the process of creating your digital store. All right. So let's begin. And if there's anything which is not clear, or if you have any question, please do add that to the Q&A. And I think I forgot to mention that if you add a question, and if it is possible, because I have the question answer tab open on the other monitor. So if there's a question which I can answer immediately, I'll do that. But if I'm not able to answer that immediately, then we'll take that up in the Q&A session that we'll be doing towards the end of the webinar. All right, so let's switch the screen, and now what you're seeing on your screen is a demonstration account that we have created for demonstrating to you how to create your digital store. So I'm going to do a live walkthrough, and objective is also to help you understand that how simple and easy this process is, because other than the technological challenges, uh, I've interacted with many businesses, more than 12,000 of them across various countries. And one very big realization that I had was that there are psychological challenges or mental barriers which are also there. So we don't just have to, or as a presenter or as an educator, it is not just my responsibility to explain the process in the simplest possible manner, but it is also my responsibility to help you overcome those mental barriers. Because when it comes to technology, or when it comes to e-commerce, or when it comes to digital commerce or website, as such, the very first thing which comes to our minds is that it is technical. Unfortunately, that is a reality. A lot of us perceive it or think about it in this way, wherein if I ask someone, or if I tell a business owner that you should be creating a website for your business, and the person will say, "Hey, I don't know how to do it, and I don't have the financial bandwidth to hire an agency that is going to be expensive." And this is where I'm going to demonstrate to you how easy and simple it is. It does not require any technical knowledge. It is all very simple. In fact, a school student will be able to do this, right? So let's review the process. Let's go through the step-by-step journey. so that you can also understand how easy and simple the process of creating your own digital store is. All right, so let's begin. Let's move on. And as I was mentioning to you earlier, this is a demonstration account. Of course, we'll be deleting it once we are done with today's session. So the hypothesis or the assumption that we are going to start with is that you have already signed up and created an account on GlobalLinker, right? So you have already done that. Now the process or the journey that I'm going to explain to you is way forward, right? How do you go about creating your digital store? So for that, you have to firstly log into your account. And once you have logged in, then on the top, you'll see if you're logging through a desktop or a laptop, if you're doing it through a smart device like a smartphone, you will find the link down below. So you have to click on online store, which will open another tab and which will open the control panel or the online store. And we have to click on create my store, which will open this interface, right? Now, on this interface, I've seen a lot of people get distracted and they immediately see products and they immediately jump onto it, right? So instead of going through the journey, what they do is they click here and they start uploading the product. You're not supposed to do that. If you're uploading a product, those will be displayed on your profile. I'll just quickly show you. This is, for example, a hypothetical company that we have created, Global Enterprises. So on the profile of this Global Enterprises, this is where you can see the product, add product and services. So if you're doing this, this is what you're creating. It will not have a link. You'll not be able to share that. So it will not be anything similar to what I've shown to you, right? Please don't do this mistake. Again, I'm going to repeat that despite the fact that it may be sounding a little irritating, but it is an important step, and I've seen people miss out. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to log into your account, and then you have to click on online store, which will bring you to this page. Click on create my e-store, which will open this page. Here, don't upload the products there. You have to click on convert now. If you have already uploaded the product, then still also, if you have already done this mistake, then you might be wondering, what should I do? So in that case, don't worry, click on convert now. You have to convert your digital catalog to a full-fledged, you have to convert your account into a full-fledged digital store. And for that, you have to click on convert now. Hope that is clear to everyone, that after opening this interface, you don't have to click anywhere else. If you have already added the product, still you have to click on convert now. Once you have clicked on that, which will open in this overlay, on this overlay, you'll see the three simple questions. One is, what is the main purpose of online store? Approximately how many products would you like to have on your online store? And would you like to have them in a order quantity feature? So these are the three simple questions. You have to provide a response, and then you can click on next, which will open this screen. And this is where you'll see there are a number of design templates. You have to select a suitable design template of your choice. Now, this is where I'm going to spend a minute answering few of the common questions that gets asked related to the screen. And this is where I'm talking based on my experience of doing these webinars for almost 5 years now, and the various queries that we receive on our help desk. The misconception that a lot of people have is that they feel that the moment they have selected a theme, so for example, if they have selected this theme, they'll not be able to change it. This is a one-time selection that they are doing, and this is where obviously this imagination or this thought makes them a little stressed that I have to choose and I'll not be able to change. But that is not the reality. You'll be able to change the design template at any given point in time. You'll be able to do that in matter of seconds. So that is the first misconception. The second misconception is related to the visuals which are displayed in the theme. So I'm not sure how much it is clear, but this is where in this particular template or theme, there are visuals of electronic products like monitors, TVs, mobiles, laptops, etc. So what people interpret is that if I'm in business of electronic, or if I'm selling electronic products like TVs, laptop, etc., only then I can use this template. Otherwise, I can't use this template. This is also wrong, because you can use template for any type of product, right? So that is the second misconception that a lot of people have. The third one is actually not a misconception, but a challenge that many of us, including myself, face. And what is that challenge? The challenge is that we find it little difficult to decide, or quite difficult to decide, which theme should we select. I'm going to just repeat that question so that we are able to understand the question in a better way, and you'll be able to relate that that is a challenge that I also face. And that is that if you look at these templates, they are all looking very beautiful. This is looking nice, this is looking nice, this is looking nice, this is also looking nice. So as a business owner, it is very confusing, right? You'll agree, it is very confusing. What should I choose? Everything is looking nice. If there were few options, then obviously this is not that complicated, but this is where it is quite a complicated situation that we are in. How do I choose? As a business owner, I want the best website for my business, but how do I select a suitable design theme, right? That is the challenge that many people face. How to solve that challenge? So, to solve that challenge, what you can do is you have to go through this journey, which I'm going to explain to you. Now, once you have completed this journey of creating your digital store, then you have to upload few of your products. One or two will also suffice. Once you have uploaded those products, then you have to go to the theme section, apply a theme, go to the front end of your website on the product page, see how that theme is showcasing your product, and then apply the other theme, see how it is showcasing your product, right? You'll have to spend some time, like half an hour, 45 minutes, but you'll have the absolute clarity in terms of which are the themes that are displaying your products in the most beautiful manner. So that is how you'll be able to solve this challenge. All right. So for now, I'm going to select this theme. I'm doing that deliberately because I have banners created for that theme. That's why I'm doing that, which brings us to the last overlay, and that has two input fields. The first one is store name, which you can see is already populated, and that's where we can see the business name. So from your account that you had created, this is where I've added the company name as Global Enterprises, and that is populated here. But in case you operate a brand and you want to create the store in the name of the brand, in that case, you can type the brand name as well. It is a editable field, so you can make that change. And then we have the store URL here. So this is where you have to type your business name without space or any special character. Let me do that very quickly. Right? So this is how you have to do it. Now, why have I added numbers here? Because I knew Global Enterprises is a domain which is already taken. So that's where it will give an error. So I've added few numbers to it. You don't have to do that. I'm just doing that uh, in case of the name, because it is a common name and I had used that earlier also. So that's why I'm doing it. All right. Now coming to the URL part, in this where I'll request everyone to please understand this with a little more attention. So what is a URL? Because this where again it is a subject, or it is an item where we get a lot of questions on our help desk and in my previous webinars as well. So I'll try to answer those questions so that you, when you're going through this journey, it is little less complicated for you, or you know the answers. You'll be able to go through the journey swiftly. So, and we are going to start with a very basic question, and that is, what is a URL? So URL is something that is used to open a website. So for example, if you have to open Google website, we type google.com, or if you have to open GlobalLinker, you type globallinker.com. So that is the URL. Now, the second question is, can we use our own custom domain? Yes, certainly you can do that. Now, I can imagine many of you must be getting confused. What is a custom domain? So let me switch the screen and let me take you to the examples which I was showing you earlier. So this is where you can see the URL of the store is surgicalshop.com. I'm not sure how visible it is, but it is surgicalshop.com, or YNF Exports, or milk.com, or paperflex.in, right? So all these businesses have decided to use their own custom domain. So if you want to use your own domain, you can certainly do that. But, however, if you want to take it live or continue to use it on linker.store, that is also possible. That is also something that you can do that. There's where you can see this Bhavi Apex Industries.linker.store. So they are using linker.store, which is a subdomain which is provided by us. Leads to a curious question. Why are we doing this? Why are we providing our subdomain? This is where you can see subdomain linker.store. Why are we doing this? So we are doing it for a reason or two reasons. The first one is to make this process as simple as possible, because you can imagine at this stage, if we had asked you to buy a domain and then point it to our server, that would have been overwhelming. Absolutely. The second is to give MSMEs, micro and small businesses, a sustainable digital solution. Now, if you're someone who has experience of creating website, or you have got the website created in past, you will agree there are multiple cost heads associated with the website setup as well as its operation. So, for example, you have to take care of domain registration and renewal. You have to take care of SSL. And SSL, I'm not talking about wildcard SSL, a positive DV SSL that cost a few thousand rupees per year. And then you have to take care of hosting, AMC, or if you have to get any changes done, that's where you need to have a resource person who can do that, or you have to hire an agency once again. So there are multiple cost heads associated with the website, and that prevents or that detracts many MSMEs from having a digital presence. When we wanted to overcome that, or we wanted to help MSMEs overcome that. So by using linker.store, you don't have to invest on domain, you don't have to worry about SSL, hosting, etc. And the updates you can do on your own, right? So that is where what you're able to create is something we can safely refer as a sustainable digital presence. All right. So that is about linker.store. I'm going to repeat that once again. If you want to take it live on your own domain, so for example, your business name is ABC and you have a domain called abc.in, you want, if people open abc.in, then this website should open up. That is possible, but you should do that once the website setup is completed. Can we use linker.store for as long period as we want? Yes, certainly you can do that. There's no limit or restriction on that. So this is where this is the last overlay. Now you have to click on create e-store or digital store, and that will open the complete or a seller panel with a lot more options. This is where now you can see there are so many options here. Now, what are you expected to do? So you can click on this bubble thing that you're seeing here. And here you can see we have completed 2 steps, and there are 3 more steps that we have to go through. So let's quickly go through these steps, but I would encourage you, instead of doing it from here, you can go to the home section. You can click on this home shaped icon, and it will open this screen. This is called the home screen of your online store or digital store. So while you're on the home screen, this is where again you'll see all those 5 steps you have completed. 2 and 3 of them are remaining. So you have to complete three more steps to complete the journey. All right. So this is where the first step is create your catalog and then set up shipping, activate payment. So I'll quickly go through each one of them. They might be looking intimidating, very like there are 3 more steps. You have already gone through so many screens, and there's 3 more steps remaining. They'll not take a lot of time. So we'll quickly go through them. The first one is create your catalog, and this is where you have to add one product. You have to add this one product, and for that you have to click on this big blue button which says create your catalog, and that takes you to the product upload interface. Now this is where curiously people have asked me this question, that we have a large catalog, and because we had been selling on other platforms, the product upload data is ready on the Excel file. Can we upload that? Can we upload through the Excel file? The answer is absolutely yes. In fact, that is an option which is available. So we can do that. I'll quickly walk you through how you can do that. So in the left navigation, you can click on products, which will open the product management interface, and you can see there are no products. So this is where you have to click on this down pointing arrow, which will open this interface. And here you have to click on import product XLS CSV, which will open this interface. And here you will see the download sample import format. You have to click on it, download the sample import format, and then upload the product. So this is in case you want to upload products in bulk. So for that, you can use this option. All right. Now, related to this, a question which sometimes gets asked is how many products should we upload like this, one product at a time, and how many products should we, or what should be the criteria of deciding that I should not be uploading them one product at a time? I should be uploading them through the Excel file in bulk, right? What should be the criteria? What should be that magic number? So a thumb rule which I often propose to members is of 10 products. If you have to upload more than 10 product, then it will be criminal on your part because you are wasting your own time and energy to upload product like this. What you're seeing on your screen, one product at a time, you'll uploading the first one, you'll upload the second one, then you'll upload the third one. That will be criminal on your part. You are doing injustice to yourself, right? So you shouldn't do that. If it is less than 10 product, you can consider doing like this. If it is more than 10 product, bulk upload should be your option. You should not be uploading products like this. And this is something if your employees or if your colleagues are going to do, also tell them this rule. I've seen people do that, and not the business owners themselves, their team. Right. So there was, I'm not going to share with you the name, but it is an actual case. So there was a business, a very interesting line of products, and they were wanting to create a store. We provided training to their team, and they just started uploading the product. They showed us this is how we are uploading. So they uploaded one product and showed to us, right? And then we similarly recommended to them that you should be uploading products in bulk. And after almost 15 days, when we touched base with them again, that's where they were still uploading product, and they had hardly uploaded like 60 or 70 odd products. And that's where we realized they were uploading one product at a time, despite the fact that. So you have to also ensure that uh, your team is also not doing the injustice to themselves by not uploading product in bulk, right? So please take care of that. It is not a sensible thing to do. It will be absolutely wastage of your time or your team's time. Now, coming back to the product upload. So, although we have a very detailed video about the product upload, and I'm going to share that. I'll add the link in the description of the recording, but I'll quickly take you through because, as I mentioned earlier, the intent is to take out that fear from you that it is a technical thing. I'll not be able to do that. So far, what we have done is very, very simple, right? So few clicks, few pieces of information, hardly not even 10 words we have typed so far. So let's quickly upload one product and go through this process. So the first field is product name. So that's where we have to type the name of the product. So I'm going to upload a shirt. So it is, let me type the name 100%. Right, so I've typed the name of the product. It is a shirt. And now we have to specify the category. So I'll type the category. I think it is loading up. So apparel and accessories is something that I'm going to select for now. This is HS code. You must add HS code. It will help you not only in providing a richer product information, it will help with the search or discoverability of your product, because search by HS code is a feature available on GlobalLinker on Indian business portal. So if there's someone who's searching by HS code, they'll be able to find your product, and it will also help you with invoicing in future. Then you have the brand name. So you can add the brand here. So if you're dealing in a popular brand, then type the brand name and upload the logo if it is your business. So if you're not dealing in popular brands, in that case, you have to type your company name. like this you can add very simply. You can upload the logo. I'm not doing that at the moment. And then you have product type, accept order, and accept inquiry. Now, for a moment, if I take you back to the website which I was showing you, so if you want to have this kind of an experience for your customers, wherein they can come and they can place an order. So in that case, you have to choose accept order. All right. You want to receive orders. In that case, you have to select the accept order option. Now, if you don't want to accept orders, you want to have this kind of an experience where a prospective customer is sending in an inquiry that we are interested to do business with you. So in that case, you have to select accept inquiry, right? When you are selecting accept inquiry, you also get another magical feature, which is do not show price. So if I quickly take you back to the screen, and apologies because I can imagine this is a little disorienting, uh, constantly switching from one screen to another screen. So apologies for that. But this is where you can see price on request. So the price is not displayed. So if you want to hide the price, in that case, you have to use the do not show price option. If you want to show the price and still want to receive inquiries, then just uncheck it. So if you are clicking on it, price will be hidden. If you are not clicking on it, price will be displayed, right? So that is the accept inquiry. Now, the third is wherein you want to do both the things. You want to receive orders and you want to receive inquiries. So in that case, you have to select both the options. And when you're selecting accept orders, in that case, obviously you can't hide the price. Otherwise, how will someone place an order if you are hiding the price? So those are accept orders and accept inquiries. Then you have selling price, which is the price of the product, and discount price is basically the price at which you would want to sell the product to the customer. So for example, 1,700. So you want to give 30% discount. So price minus discount is the discounted price. B2B discount price is related to the premium supply chain features. You can ignore that. And then we have product unit. Now, this is another word of advice that please do select product unit. Otherwise, especially for B2B product, it becomes very confusing. Right? The price is what you are displaying, what it is for per kilogram, per metric ton, what the price is. So please do select this unit, although this is not a mandatory field, but we are going to make it mandatory very soon. But word of advice, please do select that. Otherwise, you can imagine someone looking at your page or your product information, and if you haven't mentioned the unit, it is confusing to understand like what is this price for, other than certain products which are kind of obvious, but it helps your prospective customer. And quicker is someone is able to make that decision that they have to do business with you, the more business you'll get, right? So please do select this field from the drop down. Now down below, this is where you have the summary. Now, if you upgrade your plan, if you go to the home section, that's where you'll find the option of upgrading plan. In fact, let me show you. So this is from where you can upgrade your plan, and that's where you'll be able to use the AI to generate the content for you. It is not enabled on this plan because the free plan that I'm using. So I'm going to quickly add few words here. But more importantly, what should you be typing here? As the name of the section is summary, so there's where you have to add a brief summary, not more than 4 sentences, and followed by bullet points about the features, specifications, or benefits of the product. Again, the intent should be absolutely clear, or the commander's intent, which I shared with you, that the objective is to help the customer understand the product. And if you're writing an essay here, big bulky paragraphs, they'll not be able to do that. You are not helping out your customer, right? So this is where it is almost like some customer walked into your showroom and you're standing with your arms crossed. You're not helping them out, making that purchase decisions. It is almost like that. If you're adding big bulky paragraphs here, please don't do that. One paragraph, not more than 4 sentences, should suffice, and then followed by bullet points. So just take this thumb rule that within 5 seconds, if they're able to read and make a sense of it, that should be your target within 5 seconds. Right. So this is the brief description of the product. Right. Down below, we have the SQ, which is a unique identifier of the product. So it is alphanumeric field. It can have alphabets, it can have numbers, but it cannot have space or any special characters. There are only 2 permitted special characters, and I'll show you. So this is where you can see I've used alphabets. I've used underscore, which is a permitted special character. Then I've used numbers. Then I've used dash, basically the minus sign, and again alphabet. Right. So alphabetic alphabets and numbers, and underscore and dash. What is the use? The use is to identify a product. So this is a unique field. It cannot be seen for any of the products that you're uploading on your website, right? So this is used by the website to identify a product, right? So this is a unique identifier that the website had. Then we have the product code. So product code is basically used for products where you have variants. So for example, if I again take you back to the cosmetic product example I was showing you. So this where we have 50 gram and 20 grams, same cosmetic, what it is, cleaning, hydrating face wash. So it is a face wash available in two pack sizes, 20 gram and 50 gram. So as a customer, you can choose which pack you would want to buy. So if you are uploading a product that has these kind of variations, in that case, you have to uh, add the product code. Otherwise, you can ignore it. Then you have stock, which I don't think needs elaboration. Threshold is basically reorder level. So with each order, this value will keep going down, right? So it will become 99, 98. With each order, it will keep reducing. Now, whenever it will reach this value, which I'm specifying here, system will send me a notification that this product has reached the threshold, and then I can take the required action. Minimum order quantity default is 1. If you want to add a higher value, you can do that. Minimum inquiry quantity also by default is 1. But if you want a specify a higher quantity, you can do that. Country of origin is a mandatory field. So this is where you have to specify where the product originated, so where it was manufactured or cultivated. You can do that. Then we have e-store category. So e-store category is something that is used for displaying or setting up the navigation. These are the navigation. So it is used for that. So we have to click on add category, and this is a casual shirt. So I've typed the category name. These are not displayed on the front end, right? So you can give it any name. Then we have labels and tags. These are used for promotional purposes. You can review tutorial videos. I can share those with you. And this is where we have upload PDF. So if you have a brochure that you'd want to share with your customer, in that case, this feature can be used. So these are product brochures, not your company brochure. There's a separate feature or functionality available for displaying the company brochure. This is the product brochure. So for a particular product, you have a brochure, those can be displayed. In fact, I saw it somewhere here. Here you can see product brochure here. So a prospective can click and download this brochure, right? So that is with the product brochure. Then we have product condition, new, used, or refurb, you can select an appropriate option. Visibility, this is where I've seen a lot of people get confused and they think we are a B2B seller and we should select a B2B. You should not do that because B2B is a restricted visibility. So unless you are granting access to people, no one else will be able to see the product. So please don't do this mistake. Select B2C or both. Don't select B2B unless you are using the supply chain capability, which is here. Unless you are using the supply chain capability, you should not be selecting B2B, B2C or both. All right. Then we have additional description. So this is where you have to add additional information. So this is a section which is displayed down below here. In this product, they have not added. So this is this section, or this is how the information is displayed. So on the top, you have the summary description. On the bottom, you have the additional information. And this is where you can get more detailed and you can add more information for the customer so that they can review it and they can make the purchase decision. So again, the intent, if you're trying to understand the intent here, is to grab the attention, to help the customer understand like what is this product so that they can get attracted, they can get engaged. Once they are engaged, they have to make that decision. And for that, making that decision, they'll need more information. That information is provided in this section, which is the additional information section. All right. Now, down below this, where we have the weight and dimensions. So these are used for calculating delivery fee, or one of the methods for calculating delivery fee. So this is an optional field. You can add it at a later stage. And then we have variant. So variant is, again, if you're wanting to add a product that has various sizes, for example, a t-shirt, which is available in different sizes, small, medium, large, extra large. So in that case, this capability is used. So we are uploading a shirt and imagine that it is available in different sizes. So the basis of variation is size. So this is where I've typed size, and now we'll add a few sizes. So for example, small. So I'll type the entire word small, and you can see I've typed it. And now I have to press comma on my keyboard. So large, I've typed. Now I am pressing comma. And you can see we have created three variations of the product. So same shirt available in three sizes, small, medium, large. And this is where we can see the SKU codes. These are also created by the system for us, but these are editable, so we can make changes to them very easily. Selling price and stock is also editable. If you want, we can make changes to them. And last is SEO related information. So this is where you have meta title, keyword, and description. Meta title and description are crucial. You must upload them, because if you're not uploading this information, you will not be doing a justice to your website, right? It is crucial. It is extremely important that you're adding this information. So if you're not adding this information, you're not giving clear instructions to search engines, especially Google, to index your information. If the information is not getting indexed properly, obviously it will impact the discoverability of your website, and which is obviously against the intent that we are trying to achieve, or against the objective that we are trying to achieve. The last thing that we have to do is to upload the images. So we will quickly do that. So you have to click on the placeholder. Let me do that. So you can click here, which will reveal this option, which looks like a pencil. You have to click on that, which opens the image manager. Now here, don't get carried away that you click on upload and start uploading the product. Go to products, create a folder. So like this, upload the images inside the folders, so that tomorrow when you have many products on your website, the folder does not become very cluttered, because otherwise it will become absolutely impossible to use after some time if you're not putting the images inside folders. All right, so this is where we have selected all the 4 images from our device, and we are uploading them onto the image manager. Now we have to tell the system which should be the first image, which should be the second image. So I think this can be the first image. We have selected that. Don't worry if it appears a little blurry. It will appear perfectly fine on the website. Then we'll specify which should be the second image. So this can be the second image. Now we'll specify which should be the third image. So this can be the third image. And now we are going to select the fourth image. This is the fourth image. So we have selected all the 4 images. There are totally 6 images that you can upload. So that does not mean that there will be 2 empty placeholders, only 4 images. Minimum is 1 image, but ideally you should be uploading at least 3 images per product, and don't upload the same images multiple times just to comply with the requirement. Those should be unique images, and the dimensions are written here. 800 by 1000 is the recommended dimension for a portrait image, right? So a portrait vertical image, 800 by 1000. If it is a square image, then even 1000 by 1000 will work, but my recommendation is 1500 by 1500. Because in 1000 by 1000, I've seen that zoom does not work that nicely. So the finer details of the products are not displayed. In terms of size, whatever is the lowest size that you can achieve should be your target. I've seen, or I've interacted with people who were overly fascinated with high resolution image. They had this notion that if you're uploading very heavy images, customers will get impressed. But unfortunately, the reality is that your customer will not be able to even open the product. So if they're not able to see your product, how will they get impressed, right? So that is absolutely suicidal to do. Please don't do that. So we have uploaded the product. We'll quickly click on save. Now this is where I have gone through the process relatively fast. What I'm going to do is, I'm in the recording that you are going to get in the description, I'm going to add a link of a video wherein I've explained the process in more detail and more slowly as well. In addition to that, I've also shared how you can create this content or visuals using the AI tools, because I can imagine many of you will have this challenge, right? How will I create this content? So either you can subscribe, you can upgrade the plan, or you can review the video, and that's what I've shared how you can use the free AI tools to generate the content. I'll provide that link. Don't worry on that. So we have done this stage. We have uploaded one of the products. Let's go back to the home screen. So we have clicked on the home shaped icon. We are back on the home screen, and this is where you can see now we have completed 3 steps. The remaining 2 steps are relatively easy. So set up shipping zone. This is where we have to click on again the big blue button, and it will take us to the screen. This is where we have to go to the courier services, or the overlay is open. Now here there are 2 fields that we have to update: estimated time, and this is where I'll put a hypothetical value like 3 days, and fixed rate, let's put 100 here. And then we have to click on update. Now, obviously, I can imagine you must be thinking, what is this thing that he is doing? So this particular feature is called shipping zone, and it is used for to calculate delivery fee. So if you want to charge delivery fee from your customers, this is the place where you will be doing the setup. Curious question or related to that, why are we not doing a formal setup here? Why are we just adding 2 hypothetical values here? Because you have to sign up with a courier company first, and the courier company will provide you the rates, and based on those rates, you'll be doing the setup. So for now, we will just do these value, estimated time and rate, and click on update so that we can go through this step. But the proper setup will be done once you have the rates from the courier company. All right. So you have done this step. We have to again click on the home shaped icon so that we can quickly move on and complete the last step, which is here. So we have to click on get paid, which will open this interface. And this is where you'll see cash on delivery. We'll quickly switch it on and click on save. And we have completed this step. Now we will again go back to the home screen. And that's where you'll see all the steps are, the remaining ones are related to activating online payment. Please don't submit the request for activating online payment unless your store is completed. Otherwise, it will get rejected. So rest of the steps are now the future steps. But what else do you have to do? So in the left navigation, you'll see there's an option which says My Store. So you have to go there. Now we have to click on Themes, which will open this interface. This is where you'll see this is the theme that we had selected during the process. Now we have to activate this theme. So this is where we have to click on actions, and this is where we have to click on apply. So actions in the dropdown, apply, which applies the theme. This is where you can see live. The theme is applied. Now we have to go to navigation. So we will click on navigation, which will open this interface. So navigation is basically these drop downs. So broadly 4 level of navigation can be created. In fact, let me show you that. So this is where imagine that I want to buy a t-shirt for myself. So I'll go to sportswear, men, t-shirts, and I'm looking for, let's say, polo. So level 1, level 2, level 3, and polo is level 4. So sportswear is level 1, men is level 2, t-shirt is level 3, and polo is level 4, right? So these are the 4 levels of navigation that you can create. And here we'll quickly create few levels. So for example, men fashion is 1 level, and we'll select product. So we'll select product and click on save. We have selected category, sorry. So men fashion. Now let's select, create another level, shirt, and this is where selection should be product, and I'm going to select the category, let's say casual shirt. They are both on the same level, so we have to drag it towards the right, and it may appear to fly off the screen, but don't worry, nothing wrong has happened. Now it is a sub level. Now we'll create the 3rd level, which is casual, and we'll select the product. So you can use any of the options here. You can select by category, you can select by brand or tag or product, but don't select multiple. Only one of them should be used. So we'll click on save, and now we will drag it further. So this is level 1, 2, 3. So it is like inverse staircases that we are looking at. Now we have to update the navigation. We have updated the navigation. Now the last thing that we have to do is to click on store preview. That will open the store owner's preview. Now, a lot of time we have received help desk queries, and wherein the members were absolutely terrified and they thought they have done something wrong because now the website has started looking weird with yellow dots appearing. This is a store owner's preview because you are the owner of the store. You are seeing this preview. No one else will see this preview. Now here, this preview basically is used for two things. One is to customize the color scheme, and second is to upload the banners. What do I mean by customizing the color scheme? Very quickly, I'm going to take you to the product page and show you. So, for example, we want to change the color of this button. We can click here and send inquiry background color. This is the color. I want to change it to, let's say, let's change it to red, right? So this is how easily you can do that. So we can, once we are done, we can close the overlay. So this is how you can customize the color scheme. So you can do that. The second thing that you can do, other than customizing the color scheme, is to upload banners. And that's what we are going to do here. So we'll click on the blinking yellow dot, and which will open this overlay. Here you'll see there's a placeholder. So we'll click on that, which will further expand it, and this is where the dimensions are written. Now you can note down these dimensions. You can get the banners created by a graphic designer, or you can use an AI tool to create these banners. Is your decision, or you can create them yourself, your choice. But the banners should be absolutely in these dimensions. If they are not meeting these dimensions, they will not fit. Your website will look pathetic. You shouldn't do that, right? So the last thing that we have to do to upload the banners, we have to click on the placeholder image, which will open this image manager. Here we'll be using the banners folder. We'll click on upload, and now we will select the banners from our device. So this is where I'll just, for the benefit of time, I'll just upload one banner only. So this is the desktop image, and this is the mobile image. Yes, you'll have to upload separate images for desktop and mobile, because it will help in the load speed. Second, because the banner is designed for viewing on a mobile screen. So obviously it will look aesthetically better. The last thing that we have to do is to provide the CT or call to action. So we'll copy the link and we will paste it here in the link input box, and we'll click on apply, which will upload the banner. So we have uploaded one banner. And if you want, we can upload more, but for the benefit of time, we are just uploading one banner. Now, the last step that we have to do is to click on save and finally click on publish. Don't forget to do this, because this will conclude our journey. And this is where you can see we have completed the process of creating our digital store. All right. So this is the process, and I hope you all will also agree that there's nothing technical we have done so far. There's no coding or anything technical. The product information is also your product information, and you have all that information. Visuals, you can even use a smartphone to click these days, and then use AI app to convert them and make them look professional. Or you can even use AI to create that image if you're dealing in a generic product, right? So it's a very easy, simple process during which you will be able to create your own website and then use that website to create your digital presence and attract customers. All right. So this is where we are going to now switch off the screen share, and we will break into the question answer round. So I can see there are two questions in the Q&A. But before I start answering them, let me do one thing, and that is to share my contact details, so that if any one of you would like to connect with me, you can do that. So in the meantime, while I'm sharing my contact details, and as I'm promised, I am also going to share the contact details of our help desk. So I'm going to share both of them. So in the meantime, as I mentioned, you can add your questions in the Q&A. I can already see there are a few questions. So this is these are my contact details, and I'm going to share the contact details of our help desk. So all the details are here with you. And as I mentioned earlier, you all will get the recording of today's webinar. And so that is going to be a YouTube video. And in the description, I'll add more tutorial content, or the links to tutorial content, so that when you're going through this journey, you will have all the required tutorials available. All right. So now let's quickly go through the questions. The first question that I can see is from Gurpreet and wants to understand about the shipping. So, so Gurpreet, the shipping part or the shipping screen that you saw, that was more for B2C businesses. So, if you are someone who's wanting to generate inquiries or receive inquiries from your potential customers, in that case, that is not relevant. It is part of the store creation journey because we don't want people to accidentally miss out on that and then at a later stage get into a situation wherein they wanted to charge a delivery for, but they haven't done that. So that's why it is part of the journey. But if you are into B2B space, that is where it is irrelevant to you. Now, the second part of your question is related to the adding of the shipping charges to the delivery. So ideally, or how it is typically done. So when a customer is sending you an inquiry, they'll be expressing an interest that we are interested to buy this product, and this is the location where you have where we are expecting the delivery. So based on that, when you're sharing the quotation, you can include the shipping charges separately, but it is better to show it as a separate line item instead of inflating your prices. Hope that answers your question. Next question is again from Gurpreet. So for catalog creation, if there is a plugin, so for example, via ONDC, so we are actually part of ONDC, and once you have created your online store, you can start showcasing your products on ONDC, start selling on ONDC. That is possible, but the other way around is not possible because understand ONDC only transmits or only on the ONDC network. You should be a buyer application to receive product information. A seller network participant can't receive product information. That is how it is not constructed. Only the applications or only the participants who are representing buyers, only they receive the product information or they can access the product information. No one else can do that, right? But if you need help, we do provide that service wherein our team of professionals creates the online store. So if you need that help, you need that service, you can reach out to me. I'll get you connected with the concerned person. Any other question? That was the last question I can see. Uh, a question which I can see in the chat, what are the international shipping charges? So that varies depending on which operator that you are working with. So once you sign up with the courier company, they'll be able to provide you with the international shipping charges. Next question, which I can see in the chat, is from a member. And our lead generation, their question. So point noted, we'll try to do a webinar because this is where you can see we have already overshot our time. And the purpose of today's webinar was to help our audience, help our members understand how they can create a digital store for themselves. So that was the intent, and I hope you have clarity on that. Now, the suggestion which has come from the participant is around lead generation. We will certainly try to do a webinar on that. Next comment, which I can see, is from Mr. Rajesh Sharma and about shipping charges in India and other countries. So, as I was mentioning earlier, when you sign up with a courier company and in our platform, you'll find there are logistic operators like ShipRocket, VamaShip, ShipMax. So you can sign up with them and they will provide you detailed rates of each zone, domestic and international. So for that, you'll be able to get the rates from them, right? Or if you need any help with that, you can reach out to us and we'll guide you with the sign up as well. All right. So that was the last comment or question I can read. If there's no other point, then we can conclude today's session. Thank you, Gurpreet, for the compliments. And as I mentioned earlier, or I shared earlier, that uh, I am sharing my contact details. So if any one of you would like to seek any clarification or if you need any advice, please do feel free to reach out to me. In fact, uh, once you're done with your online store or digital store setup, please do share the link with me. I'll review it and share my inputs, my feedback, or highlight the areas of improvement so that you can make it functional and achieve your objective. All right, perfect. So don't treat it as end of an association. This is start of an association wherein I look forward to meeting you again in person if possible or virtually. And please do feel free to reach out. So this is where we should conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for taking out your time and participating in this session.